All right, you see the title of it. We're going to start the unit now, finish it after the midterm. Okay. You see the title says similar triangles. Today and tomorrow, we're not talking about any triangles at all. All right. And if the quad test didn't go well for you, I don't know how this news I'm going to break to you right now is, but we're going to start factoring again in here. All right, factoring and using the quadratic formula. Okay. So some of the stuff you did in algebra last year will be coming back in a major way in this unit. Okay, we're not going to start talking about any triangles until Wednesday, I believe. So it's all factoring. All right, so here we go. We should get through these notes pretty quickly, and then the rest of the time I can walk around and see how your ability is here. Before we start, we got to talk about how proportions are set up. So before we solve them, a ratio. Okay, when you compare two numbers, most of you guys, this unit, I'll let you know, is you're going to see a ratio just like this with the colons in there, A to B. All right, you've probably seen it a couple times this year already. All right, but I like to use the colons instead of writing the word 2 or having it as a fraction. Okay, you put two of these together and set them equal. That's what you call a proportion. Okay, set them equal to each other. You got a proportion. Here's our deal today. How do you solve them? All right, you go to this first one right here, 2 over 5 equals n over 35. I'll take it slow. How do we solve these? Caleb, let's roll. Cross multiply. So everyone ready? 5 times n, 5n, and then I had 2 times 35, 70, and then I'm asking you to solve this now. And a lot of chatter here today. 17, what do you got? 17? And equals 14. That first one, not bad. Any issues with that? Anybody? We haven't really got hardcore algebra yet. All right, next one. Quick question. When you take the 2 and multiply it by x plus 1, what do you have to do there? Distribute the 2. Yeah, so 2 times x plus 1 equals 3x. Go ahead and distribute the 2. So 2x plus 2 equals 3x. Hopefully you guys move the 2x over. And when you're ready, what do you have for the value of x? Number 1, value of x, 2. Any issues there with you guys? Because now we're going to start factoring. Boom, right away. All right, go ahead. Number 3. Going to need a little help here. Number 21 here. When I multiply x times x plus 1, what do I end up with? 21 here. And what about on the other side? Okay, let's all stop right here because now I'm going to go very, very, very slowly now. Everyone see a squared up there now, right? Highest exponents of 2. Ding, 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 ding. That means it's going to be factoring time. All right, anytime highest exponents of 2, factoring. So let's go build on last year. You can't factor anything until one side's usually equal to what? 0. I prefer if you guys leave whatever's x with x squared positive. Is it positive right now or is it negative? The x squared's positive, leave it like that. So I'm asking you to move the 6 over. How? Subtract it over. So everyone go ahead, subtract it over. We end up with x squared plus x minus 6 equals to 0. All right, time to play a little game now with the factoring. How many terms are up here? How many terms do I have here? 3 terms, and let's review this concept. Anybody tell me what the a value is up here? There's an a, a b, and a c. Anybody remember where to find the a value? Whatever number is in front of the x squared. What number is in front of the x squared even though nothing's showing? 1. B value is 1 as well. And what's my c value? Negative. Sign goes with it, negative 6. So here's your job right now. Here is your job. Find me 2 numbers. Anybody remember that multiply to? multiply to C, but add to B. So you need to come up with two numbers that multiply to -6, but when I add them together, will add to +1. All right, that's your job right now to think about that, because this is just going to stay x and x. All right, so I'm going to call on somebody here in a second. Two numbers that multiply to -6, but when I add them together, they give me +1. Do you have those numbers for me? Here you go. 27 here? No. How about 8? Nope. We're on fire. 2 for 2. Can he go for 3? 1. What do you got, Matt? +3, -2. Everyone all right? They multiply to -6 and add to 1. Good there. All right, now you got to solve for x. So from here, if you remember from last year, you take each of these and set them equal to 0. Take each of those, set them equal to 0. I do not need to see this step because some of you know you just take the opposite, but if you want to write it, great. All right, so what are my two answers now when you solve for x? Here you go, 26, two answers. Yep. There's your two answers, -3 and 2. Questions? All right, one doesn't make you great. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Everyone, is this really a ratio? Because it's not over anything, or is it really over something? Yeah, so if that helps you, you can put it over 1. So the first two expressions you're multiplying are x plus 6 and x minus 6 equal to 13. I don't like the term FOIL. If they used that last year, I'm not a big fan of that. I like double distribute. So I'll do this one with you. Ready? X times x, x squared, x times -6, -6x. Now distribute the 6. 6 times x. And finally, 6 times -6. -36, yep, equal to 13. Anybody see what you can combine on the left side? -6 and +6, what happens? See you later, they're gone. So I'm left with x squared minus 36 equals 13. Everyone see a squared, right? Everyone sees the squared? Factor, factor, factor. Got to get one side what, though? So move the 13 over. How? So go ahead, everyone. Subtract the 13. X squared minus I want you to calm down there, champ. I'll be there in a second. Minus 49 equals 0. Ready? What's your A value here? A value still? 1. Be careful now. What's your B value? It's not 49. The B value is whatever's with the X. Is there just an X here? No, so we say the B value is 0 if it's not there. And what's your C value? Negative? Okay. So can you find two numbers that multiply to -49, but when I add them, they cancel each other out and give me 0? So you got to give me the same numbers here, opposite signs. Two numbers multiply to -49, but when I add them together, give me 0. Got those numbers for me, 11? Yep, 7 and 7. And if they're going to add to 0, what do I got to know about the signs? Got to be plus and minus. And then going back to what Caleb just said, this is a method you learned last year, which is the difference of perfect squares. All right. If that was a 64, if that was a 25, a 100, all right. The numbers are the same, signs are opposite. All right. So what are my two answers here? X equals -7 and +7. Okay, cross multiply, let me know what you get first before we even start talking about factoring. Cross multiply, let me know what you get. Here you go, 22. What do you have here when you cross multiply? Equals 12x. Thank you. Okay, we all see the squared. Get one side equal to 0. That's not changing. This is already positive. Keep it that way. How do I move the 12x over? Subtract it. Yep. So 2x squared minus 12x equals 0. What's your a value? A value. 2. Okay, stop right there. It's 2. The last two problems, it was what? 1. So you can't do the whole multiply to C, add to B when the a value is not 1. Can't do it, guys. Sorry. A value has to be 1 for you guys to do multiply to C, add to B. And it's not. So I need a new method here because that's not going to work. I got a 2 and a 12 up there. Do they have anything in common that maybe I could pull out? Oh, no, not even get to the variables yet. I'm just talking 2 and 12. I could take out a 2. They have a 2 in common. And yes, they both have x. They have an x squared and an x. Which one has the which one is lower exponent? Has the lowest exponent? X, right? So not only can I take out a 2, but I can also take out an x. Anybody remember this method? Gcf? No? Gcf method? You take out what's in common? Okay, what's left now? I took a 2x from 2x squared. What would be left? Just an x. 2 into 12 minus 6. And is there any x with it? No, because I took this x and took it out. So that's what I'm left with. That is what it is factored. How do I get my solutions? We'll set, here you go, set x minus 6 equal to 0. One answer is 6. Where do I get my other answer from? Set 2x equal to. How do you get the 2 out of there now? Because it's not subtracting it out. Divide both sides by 2. So one answer is 6, the other one? 0. Yep. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you go on these last two on your own. All right, all I'm going to do is write the final looking at your work. Okay, so you guys are 6 and 7. I'm going to be hovering right over on top. I'm going to hover right on top of you. All I'm going to do is write the answers so you can check them up here. And then once you have both 6 and 7 done correctly, showing all work, you can move on to the homework.